From fancy to Petty St. Vincent, spread the love, joy, and peace for the holidays. Merry Christmas from all of us at WEFM to all of you.
This Christmas, Flow's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new Samsung smartphone for only $29. Plus, we're giving you 50% off your mobile bill. And win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All righty, so time here in SVG, it is 9:26, and it is our Talk to Us segment. And already I see that someone is calling.
Roleza, before we get into the calls, Braxa will be making payment today and tomorrow. Okay. Right? And West St. George will be at Braxa office.
Anthony, right.
Okay. We'll take the call.
No, you go ahead and
Okay. West St. George will be at Braxa office. East St. George will be at the Calicoa Learning Resource Center. Maricoa will be at the Mespo Police Station. South Windward will be at Braxa Bible office. South Central Windward will be at North Union Market. North Central Windward will be at the George Stevens Secondary School. And North Windward will be at Braxa Rabuka office. That's in Georgetown.
All right, so this
make
is
sure go and collect your money.
Who did the road cleaning
program.
All right, so, and it's tomorrow?
No, that's for today.
Oh, today, okay.
Tomorrow, East Kingston, Central Kingston, and West Kingston will be at the Braxa office in Kingston. South Leeward, that's Roleza. Make sure you go and collect your money.
I know, right?
Kitte's Police Station, Central Leeward will be at Braxa Leeward office, North Leeward. Braxa in Chumuka. Northern Grenadines will be at Beckway Revenue Office, and Southern Grenadines Bank of SVG in Union.
Okay. All right. So we have somebody on the line. Joshua, good morning.
Good morning, Roleza, Maka, and
Joshua,
Nicole.
morning.
Now, the order in which I call your names has nothing to do with your significance or your importance or prominence, whatever you want to use. Now, I like following Mr. Crompton. I really love following him, and I'm not trying to downplay anything that Nicole shared this morning, but the issue of abuse and so on is very much heavy in my mind, and I would like to support Kojo when he downcried the issue of a culture. I support him on that. What we do have is an epidemic. Years ago, none of you might know this, but I was actually banned from a certain radio station because I referred to a former prime minister as a $3 hooker because of his disrespect for women when he gets on radio. Now, Roleza, you said something this morning that really made me scratch my head. When a guy says to a woman, for example, "Hey, honey, you look sexy," you didn't say it in those words. You brush it off because it's just words. It is not words. And I like to share personal experiences. But before I go on, you might not know this, Roleza, but I tried on various occasions to get a paid time slot on this radio station, but I never got a response because I would love at least 5 minutes to address issues like this. And I like to share personal experiences. Life, when my son was about 10 years old, I took him to St. Vincent for a father-son trip. Coming back from Beckway on the ferry, there was this young girl sitting right across from us. And what she was wearing, man, you could see the pronouns, the verbs, and the adjectives and everything exposed. There was a scruffy-looking Asian guy sitting next to me, and he was like licking his tongue, and she was smiling at him. Then he crossed over. To make a long story short, he started on her knees, and he started his hand moving up. and there were about a dozen males on the deck. None of them moved. I walked up to him. We were just at the kindergarten point going into Hamilton. Not Hamilton, what's Kingston. I said, sir, excuse me. He looked at me and said, what do you want? I said, sir, you have 2 ways of getting back to the ferry dock. We're fairly close. He said, what are you talking about? I said, you could either swim or go back over and sit down. Yep. What are you talking about? I said, sir, take your hands off that young lady's leg now, or I would give you the choice. I'd throw you overboard. I'm a small guy. I'm 5'4". This guy was like 6 foot scruffy looking reptile. Now, when they ferry docked, this white car showed up. I'm not being racist, say this white car showed up with a big black man, the driver, comes out and he holds the door open for the guy gets in. After the car drove off, these poor excuseful human beings that were on the upper deck, 2 of them came to me and said, sir, you crazy, you know? You know who he be? Now, he happened to be one of these imports that have businesses in Hamilton. I keep saying Hamilton, sorry. Kingston. And one guy said to me, when she go home, if she move on, no, me interfere with the girl, she gonna cut the girl tail because them man, they got them little girl there. The mother trade them off for sex. This is what happens. This is real. And I don't want to run too much because I got limited time. And if I don't leave now, my wife is going to leave me. When I say leave, I mean drive off. I have in my possession a note from an MP to another MP where one young girl went looking for a job and he apparently tried to have his way. Then he sent her to another one. She was not smart enough to open the note, but I intercepted her. I looked at the note. Maka, you want to guess what the note said?
Tell me.
Okay. Make sure you get yours.
You serious?
Make sure you get yours. Now, I don't care if anybody down there want to sue me. I would get on a plane tomorrow and fly to St. Vincent. You'd be surprised at the evidence I have here. And people just brush it off as nothing. Now, that radio station where I was banned from for a while, the individual still comes on a daily basis and insults women, refers to himself as a real bad man, a baby maker. Look, if you make the mistake, and let me caution you, Maka, Bermuda is considering joining CARICOM. So if you get the opportunity to come to Bermuda and to work, don't you ever dare, if you have a female guest, do not tell her she looks beautiful or she looks sexy, or don't do that. You'll be on the next plane flying out of Bermuda. That's sexual harassment. And that is all to common in St. Vincent. And one last point, I sound like Mr. Hamilton now. I was there my 10-year-old granddaughter. On a rare occasion, I rode a bus. The bus already full. The guy with the, what do you call them, the conductor, he said, dress up, dress up, dress up. You sit down there, and you could sit on my lap. Mark, I'm going to ask you another question. And please give me an answer. Please give me an answer. Let me get off the radio. Guess what I did?
Come out?
No. I sat on the guy's lap.
You serious?
Yes. Because he said, sit on my lap. I didn't know who he was talking to. And he pushed me. He said, get off of me, you batty man.
Language.
He wanted my granddaughter to sit on his lap. The foul-smelling guy, it is like snow on his arm. He said, sit on my lap. So me sit on my lap.
All right, Joshua.
And he pushed me off and get off of me, you batty man.
And you say it again?
Pardon?
You said the word again. Joshua just said language. You said the word again.
You see, this is real thing. This is not hearsay. I'm just sharing my experience.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with you sharing your experience. It's the choice of words.
Maka, if it was you, would you have allowed your daughter to sit on his lap, or would you sit on his lap?
First of all, I will be coming out.
With your daughter? You won't even attempt to sit on the man's lap, right?
Exactly. I will be coming out with my daughter.
Exactly. And we allow these things to happen. So, Mr. Crumpton, keep pushing. And this is not going to go away, because if you have the leader, and I hope Dr. Friday does something about that, speak to his ministers and don't be referring to, you want cheap woman? Go Sandy Bay, carry woman cheap. I'm out of here because I'm making enough trouble already.
All right, Joshua.
Have a great day.
All right.
You too. All right, so it is the Talk to Us all segment. Time. Okay, we have someone that's calling. Pass on.
Hello, good morning.
All right.
Yeah, good morning to the panel this morning. How you guys doing?
We good.
Yeah, and the other lady. Yeah. Okay, the gentleman spoke just now about like calling ladies honey and darling and stuff. Well, that's been around for a couple of years now, eh? You have to be careful when you leave how you speak with women, speak to or address ladies. However, the English ladies will tend to address you. If it like, you know what I mean, they will say, hello, darling, or something, but you have to allow that because it's a cultural thing in England, really, where that is concerned. But you as the man will accept the compliment. Anyway, there is something that's bothering me, Roleza, for a very long time, and I would like somebody to really deal with this situation. It is some of the business persons in Kingston, okay? And I'm not referring to any and anybody. I'm referring to the people from Damascus. Now, you are selling clothes, shoes, and stuff. I would like to know why you're still selling corned beef, sardine, and biscuit in your shop, in your store. I kind of don't understand why you're doing that, and I would like a law to go into place that whereby you're not supposed to be taking the things from the local people. You all have enough money already. You're economically strong. You're way past Vincentian. You don't buy out certain areas that no Vincentian can get no property up in certain areas. You understand what I'm talking about, Roleza?
Yeah, but how could you control that? I mean, you're calling the people from Damascus, but it's not just the people from quote unquote Damascus. There are the persons of different ethnicities who are also selling stuff besides us, the Black Caribbean persons, the Black Vincentians. So you can't necessarily put a control over that. Persons, once you have a store, you can sell what you want. Well, of course, once it's legal, you can sell what you want. So it's free reign.
Yes, there's one.
Let me also add this part. I know that many times, and I mean, the people from Damascus. Okay, let me just call it what it is. You're talking about the Syrians, right? Or the quote unquote Syrians, although they're not all Syrians, but we using that term, right?
Yes.
We also have to remember that a lot of these persons who are of Syrian descent or Lebanese descent, they're also Vincentians, Many of them are second, third generation citizens. So, right.
But let me ask you though.
All right.
Let me ask you though. What's the problem you have with it?
Yes, sir. You're selling clothes and carpet and them things. Stick to them things, the man.
No, but hold on, Passers. This is where the argument is going to be kind of weird, right? Because if as a Black Vincentian, I am already selling clothes, carpet, and what's not, you're going to tell me that I can't sell the corned beef too?
Oh boy. Well, that is what you're licensed for. Suppose you're licensed to merchandise, what you call this thing, clothes or whatever the case is. If you're clothes and merchandiser, I mean, groceries in the store, it's kind of off, you know.
But if it's like a department store or just a store in general, you can sell a mixed item of products. So we can't streamline it in that way.
Yes, you are going to make a good prosecuting attorney. Okay, so here's the next one. Here's the next one now, right? I spoke about regime change, and you saw it happen in front of your eyes. I told you before this election, the government will change. Okay, now you see the CBI is under attack in Antigua and Dominica. Antigua doesn't want the radar. As I told you before, the regime change will go to Dominica, Antigua, and Barbados because that guy in the White House there is a kind of man. You understand me in Vincentian language? He wants friendly, smiling faces, and I could tell anybody now today, proudly, the new government that we have will not have any problem with the United States of America. They could deal with them. Lastly, there's a situation going on in Trinidad. The lady, I think one of your ladies currently sitting there, she's from Trinidad. alternative media, there's a current situation in Trinidad, allegedly, I say again, allegedly, 3,000 kilos of cocaine was brought into Trinidad a few days ago. And apparently, allegedly, the person who hid it was seen by a senior police officer. You heard about a cocaine bust a few days ago, and it was well displayed in Trinidad. Well, yes, that happened, but allegedly, the police officer has been kidnapped along with his children and his wife. They came from Venezuela and took them out allegedly. It's online. It's online, but the Trinidadian government is hiding it. And they've sent threats back to Trinidad that they want back this thing. So I don't know if you're getting this news, but somehow this is floating underneath, and it's a very big thing because they have videos of the policeman and they have his children strung up, and his wife have a hand grenade around her neck. That is how these drugs people just deal with you. They mightn't kill them. If they get back to town, they mightn't kill them. But I know if they don't get it back, it's going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. And Trinidad is in a lot of problems, especially where this war, this Trump business is concerned. Because even though you put a vessel between Trinidad and Venezuela to stop missiles, even if you send 100, 1 or 2 may get through because the ship is there to catch it. And in a situation like that, Venezuela has Russian equipment that can reach Tobago and hit that radar, but that is not going to be so easy as I'm speaking. So this thing is getting way out of hand. I know sometimes in media you cannot get on the media and say any and anything, but I deal with a lot of alternative media. I do not believe the photos that we're seeing floating. What I've seen this morning, I was shocked. I don't think they are false, and I do not think they're artificial intelligence, because by now, as media personnel, you should be able to know what is artificial intelligence. So on that note, have a nice day, girls and boys. Mr. DJ, respect.
All right, my brother.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Parsons.
Nice
You
All
too.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. So we have another call. Good morning, Dave. Dave? Somehow I don't think this call connected. Yeah. All right. Let's end that. All right. Hi, Dave. Morning.
Good morning to you. Mother, what a world we live in. I am here picking up all the different sensational, if I can call it, happenings within the Caribbean. And I'm saying I wanted us to talk to Roleza about the amount of money up for grabs. Nearly $1.4 million.
You mean Super Six?
That's the lottery.
Super 6 plus.
You're mixing the two. Oh, yeah, you add them up. Look at you adding both up,
Yeah.
eh?
I added 2 of them. Yeah, because if I was to win both of them, what people going to say? What are they going to say? Huh?
They're going to say it's an inside job.
Well, you smart, man, you're thinking. But I know, say I'm going to talk to Roleza because she always talking money, and I want to know.
Oh, he said like that. Dave, when you say it like that, my Lord.
Well, I'm making sound as one of those people love too much money. That's what
you make it sound like I am a material person. Yes. Yes.
Well, don't worry. All of us love with material, but it's what you love and what you crave for.
No, so, and in my case, what I work for. All right, let's put it that way. What I work for, not it's handed to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil your reputation about anything. I don't. I see you as an innocent, Vincy young lady, and let's say somebody. Let me just test you out there. If let's say somebody, a close friend, a boyfriend, not necessarily boyfriend as in boyfriend, win that amount of money, would you like to fall in love with him?
So wait, what are you going to fall in love with him on account of him winning money?
Well, me, I ain't telling you something and interpreted it.
You see, this is why
I
women
just
have to work for their own, right? Because somebody like me, you can't turn me wrong because of money.
Okay.
All right.
Well, good. So that was just a brief test for you to see how you're thinking, huh? Love you. Go on. Have a.
Oh, that
what
was.
it be? What it is?
All right, Dave. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the 17th of December. But you something else.
I really think it's a weekend, you know. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Dave. Have a good one.
Big up to everybody. Good.
You know, I once had a friend who won lotto, and he said it's like one of the worst things to happen to him. Because you see, like how Dave raised that scenario, it's like people that just come out to the woodwork, like all who you never hear from before, long lost cousin,
Everybody call it.
some kind of girl who he never hear about, start to like him and that kind of thing. You say, well, one of the worst things. He says, like, don't win lotto, now. This is after he done when he tell me don't win, but you can't be turned around that easily. Once you work for your own, you'll be able to appreciate what you already have. So, you know.
But the thing is that lotto, no, you're not working for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. And I've said this before here, right? That I do believe that certain persons should not win lotto.
Why?
Right? Let me tell you why. We had time? I take a minute. I take a minute, right? There are some persons who do not know the value of money, right? Mm-hmm. So if you win, let's say you win this $900 and something $1,000, right? I once heard a friend say she's going to give this person, da, right? She's going to share up the money and maybe like buy one thing for herself. But when you win lotto, this is the one time in a lifetime you're possibly going to see it. You have to let this money work for you. You have to be able to say, 5 years down the road, I can show an account for it. 10 years down the road, I can show something for it. But if you're going to be giving out money just like that, what you're going to get from it in the end?
Yeah, but it's a lot of money. If you win 900 something thousand,
you might think it's a lot, Maka, but what
Maka
here in Vinci, a proper house is maybe like 4 something, well, 5 something, depending on where.
Well, according to how much money you're gonna give friends and family.
Yeah, but then the sharing, and that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
At what point would you know where to stop, right? Because you're going to start to feel guilty and thinking that you need to give this other person, that other person. You're not going to get them $500, Maka.
Listen.
Why?
Nicole?
Why not 500?
Can I jump in here? And this is actually personal experience. In my former career, I was in the financial sector at a very senior level. And I would have seen lotto winnings dwindle to the point of $0. And one of the things that I had to do from my conscience was advise these winners on pretending this money never existed. And I actually saw where in some instances, people got new family members, people gave things, new friends, people were deceived into buying things. People, I mean, I could tell you a story about someone who died a pauper. I could tell you a story about someone who got shot. This was the early gun violence in the country. Gun violence wasn't even a thing back then in terms of, it wasn't prevalent. And that was how that person died. And then I could tell you about someone who would come and sit and have people waiting on them and deceive them and told them that they had won the lotto. They had gotten like a whole lot of personal loans from people because they told them they won the lotto and they were just waiting on the check to clear. I don't know what became of that individual, but those were things I had to literally just be very much a part of, where I sat in the financial institution, an international financial institution in a very senior position, and I had to sometimes intervene. And one time, someone who had won a lotto came and asked for a personal loan, not a loan from the bank, but like, can you lend me $500? So it is actually easy for people to have a big windfall and suddenly it all goes.
Yeah. And that's why I said you have to let it work for you. So you invest in a business, although even in the business context, it could be a little bit tricky sometimes too, but you invest in a business, you invest in a property, you have to let this money work for you somehow. But if you're just going to be sharing out money, enjoying, splurging and all of that, there is nothing to show afterwards.
You see,
what you have to do,
Let me hear what Maka, because Maka
Yeah,
said
I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
No, I win 900 and something thousand, right? So I giving out a family member 200 day, a 200 day, a 200 day. You understand? So I'm making sure that I have enough money to do a business, buy a property. You understand?
Okay, so you mean your giving out is going to be a small amount, not necessarily a big
you
one.
have to take what you get.
Okay. Well,
so you can't
budgets.
say
My whole thing is budgets, right? You have to have a budget, and you stick with the budget, right? And you don't fall for sub stories. You don't fall for people coming and saying, "Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that." Don't let people guilt you into giving them money.
I was
Someone in Jamaica won the lotto last week, I believe it was. It was on the paper. It was online last week. But somebody in Jamaica won the lotto and went in a total disguise to collect the winning. And I'll tell you something. Sometimes the biggest nightmare comes out of when people know you've suddenly come into money. So it's not a matter of being mean or anything. You have to manage. You have to budget. What I would advise people when they came in with lotto winnings or any kind of windfall, I would advise them to invest in 3 categories: your short term, what you want immediately, your medium term, and your long term. And then let interest work for you. Live off your interest, because if you had $0 before and you can live off interest, that is maybe a minimal amount, let's say a $2,000 or something, which is minimal to some people when they think about how much they've won. It's better than having nothing, and it lasts you for much longer. And most of the people that I encountered that won the lotto actually also ended up with very strong or severe health care issues.
Stress. But let me just put a plug in, because I know the national lotteries, whenever they're having the handing over the formal ceremony, Mr. Seeley generally gives advice to persons on what they should do with their money, right? Or how they can make the money work for them. So, and maybe I suppose it's because of past instances or past situations that he's seen. So he normally gives that advice to winners, right? But I also want to tell people something, because this was more than a half a second. But anyhow, there's also another thing that I wish for persons to realize, that just because a family member or a friend has won money, you are not suddenly entitled to anything from it. And I think this is one of the problems that I have with people in society, or just people generally, is that my winnings is not a sudden entitlement to you. You should not be asking. If I want to give, I will give. Even if my mother win lotto, I am not expecting anything from her. If she chooses to give me, then that is fine. But I am not entitled to anything.
If you win the lotto, your sister is gonna be looking for something.
Listen to me. When I win Super 6 on Friday.
When?
I was talking like one of the politicians. When we are elected into office, when I win Super 6 on Friday, nobody come to me. If I choose to give, I choose to give. But nobody feel as if they're entitled to anything from me. All right?
Before we go to on the funny side, Roleza and Nicole. Now, if you're in a relationship now, right? And you broke up tomorrow, and the person who you been with win the lottery the following day, what will you do?
If we don't, I ain't entitled to anything. And are we in a common law situation, or are we married? That's the only way I could ask for anything. if it's just boyfriend and girlfriend casual thing, then no, he's not entitled to give me anything either. It would be nice, but
Nicole, what about you?
I don't want anything, and I'll tell you this. I am not very moved by what belongs to other people. We done, as Roleza said, we done. I'd be happy for you. And if you want some good advice, I am skilled and certified in giving financial advice. I will do that for you. I might do it at a fee, and that's how I generate any kind of thing out here. It will cost you something. My professional services will be on the table at that point. But if you go somewhere else, that's also your choice. But I will offer my financial services for a fee.
For a fee?
Yeah. I will say I'll give it for free. But if it is that you decide, okay, you know what? This is coming from a more professional space where you're going to be giving me your time, I will send you my hourly rate. And you will in fact be in some way investing. You wouldn't be giving me anything, because you would have paid another financial advisor or somebody else who would have been doing it for you, right? And at least if we are on good terms, you're safe. But my sense of confidentiality and privacy will make sure you are safe. So Maka, when you win,
right? I want to ask Maka, if you win, what happens in your situation?
When you win, not if. When you win, what happening?
But I ain't splitting my money come Friday.
It's my money. I'm not giving it to anybody.
Will you pay an advisor? Will you pay a professional advisor?
I'm not sure.
Yes. All righty. So we are going to wrap up this segment. We are way over time, but what can we do? We could sign out one time. All right. So this has been the Activated Mornings, the Flow Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. Of course, it was great again. Another great day being here with everyone, all of you as listeners, and of course, my co-host. So yeah, we do it all again tomorrow morning. Come 6 o'clock.
Nicole.
And I will see you all on Friday. This was lovely. I wish everyone a beautiful and safe day as usual. And keep it going. Keep everything positive.
All right, St. Vincent and Grenadine. Until we meet again tomorrow, God's willing, do enjoy the rest of the day. Be good and be safe.